Good to see you. Thank you for this fantastic series. Man, it just doesn't let up, And Antonia, let's start with you because we're talking about a series that is based on an amazing book, but it's 1,000 pages. I mean, come on. Did you read the book or did you just kind of just dive into this role?
No, I read it 7 times. I'm obsessed with the
Yeah,
book. I
sure.
love it. We had a 14 months hiatus, and during COVID, I was just like, I'm going to manifest for this project to happen. So I will keep reading it until I get a call saying that we're going back and shooting it again. So that's what I did, and it happened. So 7 times is a good number.
She read
Good
7 times.
plan. Good plan. And Electra, how about for you? Was it something that you read or were you into?
Yes, but I did not read it 7 times.
Okay, yeah. I don't think I could have done that either, for sure. But
Very
I
impressive.
wanted to know, ladies, because your characters are they're so interesting, they're so fascinating. You can't really put a finger on them, from the beginning. Things change throughout the series with them. Antonia, what was it about Carla that you connected to and maybe, related to?
I think of vulnerability, and I think that I really wanted to focus on that and actually made sure that that vulnerability came through. I'm quite a sensitive person, and I think, behind a tough facet, you always have a complex behind the scenes sort of vulnerability. And so I wanted to bring my sort of sense of sensitivity to Carla so the audience could feel a little bit of compassion for her.
Yeah. And Electra, I mean, Lisa in the book is not just it's not written, it's you kind of had to help along the character there. What was your imagination of bringing this to the screen and developing her, and what did you connect with her?
So Lisa in the show is an amalgamation of Lisa and Ulla in the book. So I had a little
Yeah.
bit more to draw from, but it was essentially reading between the lines a little bit, like no pun with in the book, and then taking all the beautiful beautiful things that Steve Lightfoot, our showrunner, gave Lisa in the series, and kind of work with that, and then put my own spin on it. I love Lisa. She's just a walking contradiction in so many ways. She's like a child, but also very mature and wise beyond her years. She's also very confident in her body, but very frail in her mind. And it's been such a dream to portray her.
Yeah, I love watching where she goes in this. It's amazing. And you both do such a great job, by the way. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. You're welcome. Okay, let's just talk about your co-star there, Charlie Hunnam. Somebody who really,
Time with
yeah,
her.
who fought hard to get this to come to the screen. I mean, he really wanted to happen. So, Antonio, let's start with you. Yeah, it must be awful just working opposite him and having to look into his eyes. Yeah, tough work.
It's so
It's
hard.
so hard. It's awful. He's terrible to look at. He's a terrible actor.
Yes,
No,
it's
he's the most wonderful human being there is.
yeah.
And I was flown to Mumbai to chemistry read with him, and I was so nervous. And I had just arrived in Mumbai, and I had 3 days from the moment I did my first audition to actually being in the room with him and everybody at Apple and Paramount. And he just from the second I met him, he just did everything in his power to make me feel comfortable,
Wow.
to make me have fun. Um, I think there's a lot of playfulness about him when we work with him,
Yeah.
and he makes sure that every take is completely different. He keeps us on our toes, but he just brings a lot of fun to it. So it's wonderful because we're friends in real life, thanks God. And he makes me laugh a lot, and I think that dynamic transcends really well with the dynamic between Carla and Lynn, because Carla tries so hard to be in control every time she's with
Right.
him, tries to not show any emotion, not show any feelings or attraction towards him. But then, because Charlie will sort of not prank me, but I would open a door, for example, when Carla is in a terrible mood and he's doing these kind of things, or doing silly things behind the door, and I automatically giggle because it's funny and I did not expect it, but then I have to bring it back and try and go back to being control and serious. And I think that really works in the dynamic because he brings a side of Carla that is fun, and she laughs
Yeah.
around him. I don't think she allows herself to be as loose and free. But so yeah, it's wonderful to work with him. He's the best professional
Yeah.
colleague.
And Electra, for you, like what mostly impressed you about Charlie when you were working opposite him?
I think first of all, what Antonia was saying was professionalism. He's obviously been in TV for a very long time, so it's very
Yes.
routined in how it works. And this is one of my first acting jobs, and him kind of setting the bar very high of professionalism, and also, like Antonia was saying, bringing something new to each take, and
Right.
not getting stagnant and getting stuck in the idea of what the scene should be. And I think with Lynn and Lisa, we have a lot of similarities in our characters and an affinity between each other. I think I am where he was relatively recently.
Yes.
In the show, and bringing a playfulness to that, and every scene being different, some scenes being very, very serious, and some scenes being very, very silly, and whatever we could find. And that has really taught me a lot, and he's been a great teacher.
Yeah, well, like I said, you ladies are so good in this series. I just really am enjoying it. And thank you so much for your time today. I really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Bonnie.
Enjoy yourselves today. Okay,
Have a
bye-bye.
good day.